Hey, what's up, everybody? DP in the house. We are coming to you live with a couple really cool streams today. It's going to be a high leaderboard task force feature, and then later today, this evening, we'll also have a lower level task force feature, Angry Parrots. That'll be Patreon sponsored by Crazy Leo. And so right now, thanks Yante. Right now we will be doing Angry Turtles. It's one of the nastiest rolls I've ever seen, both in monkeys and bananas and in turtles. They rolled an all shield gen Duplexity off. How crazy is that? All shield gens. The forlorn bases are all shield bases. We all know the Duplexity bases have shield gens, but the forlorn bases as well. So let's see how they do. I mean, they did pretty well, obviously, because they wanted us to stream this one. Hey ST555, hey Yanti, hey Velx, hey Blank Space, welcome, welcome. So let's see where they are right now. So right now they're kind of around the 20s. They've been struggling with a bunch of really hard rolls lately. I'll show you this roll, today's roll. Nasty, right? Another all shield gen op. Hey Two Touch Tony, we've got the leader of Angry Turtles in chat. Hello. Sorry guys if I cough a little bit. I'm getting a little bit sick, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully you guys can hear the music, and let me turn the game sounds on. All right, so we will be streaming the op from yesterday. They ended up getting 1841 force points on this op. Hey Fritz Army, on an all shield gen Duplexity op. So we had some extra gumbo abilities from Supercell though. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but they kind of messed up. So luckily, Turtles was able to take a little bit of advantage of that and use remote hack, and then also switch their plans to Tiny Shocks later. So a little bit of a difficult time yesterday with the op, just because they had to change up all of the strategies last minute when Supercell decided to switch it up on them. You know, give them a little bit of tease and then switch it up. Switch out the model for the, normal looking girl. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, Fritz saying so brave doing Duplexity, and I totally agree. It's really rough on a 25-man to do Duplexity, especially when people have to dump intel and they try and do sabotages to save hits. It's really, really tiring. So big shout out to all the folks at Angry Turtles for taking on the challenge of running Duplexity in a 25-man. We got OP Destroyer in the house. Hey OP. Alright, so I called my service provider, my internet service provider, and they came out this morning, and hopefully they got it all fixed. So let me know if the internet's any better. I'm also streaming in a different location in my house, so hopefully everything is all good. Alright, so let's take a look at the op. They did 20 sabotages, 25 hits. They had Wings, Redline, Harmony, Motherboard, Outworks, Torrent, and Runway. Yeah, I know. I gotta figure out how to turn notifications on when I'm not on lock screen. Anyways, y'all get to see what kind of emails I get. So, all right. Isn't this nasty, you guys? Literally, not even easy Duplexity bases. So the easy Duplexity bases are what? Deja Vu sometimes, Trinity. They got Motherboard, Winged, and Harmony. Crazy, right? Yeah, Faith. Mulan's been doing the cover art and the thumbnails. She's been doing awesome. Big shout out to Mulan. I really, really enjoy the thumbnail this time. The little icon that she created for me with the little lady silhouette, pretty awesome. So everybody give a big shout out to Mulan for all the cover artwork. The all the channel artwork and then the thumbnails. She's been putting in lots of work. Really appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. Tony, you said you want to do Redline first? Yeah, Tony is saying that this was a really tough op, didn't expect positive points. So what he's saying is didn't expect points over like 1700, because I think when we were looking at the op and trying to figure out the number of hits, we definitely were like, oh man, this is like a 35 hitter. So yeah, that's pretty tough in terms of trying to get 35 hits down to 25. So, all right, let's open up with Cactus on Redline. He's using one boat of tanks and the rest are Grens with Sparky. So a little bit of an easier layout for a typical Redline, but still, let's see how he does. So he uses Sparky. He's going to hack that rocket. Move Sparky over. I'm going to hack that shock. Actually haven't seen this hit yet, so I'll be watching with you guys as well. Curious as what he's using the tanks for. Alright, so it looks like he's going to use tanks for that left rocket. And then all Grens with 2 tiny shocks on the rockets. Is this the wrong op? Probably. I'm going to show this hit anyways, because I thought this was really awesome. Tony, I think this is the wrong op. I was like, this looks familiar. I think this was today's op. But okay, let me switch over in a second, okay? Alright, so Cactus is going to flare back over and then continue with Grens. Shocks those booms. I'll show this Redline anyways, okay, Tony? Because it was pretty awesome. Cactus is using Tiny Shock on the Shock Blaster and on the grapplers. And then going to just pound those Grens. So I'm going to speed it up to 4. Yeah, so Tony in chat is saying Cactus is crazy good. I would totally agree. So then Bart's Mines for the Core Rusher. So check out this. He's got over half health done in the first hit for a 260 Redline. And I'll show this other hit from today's op and then move over to the actual op that Tony wanted me to show. This is a Hanzo. Hey, cool kid. So Hanzo is going to use 2 Grens, Tiny Shock on the Shock Blaster. Gonna try and get those shield gens down. Speed up the Gren hit a little bit. Hey SOB, welcome, welcome. So Hanzo's going to finish out these shield gens with these 2 boats of Grens. Then 6 Sukas with brick. Slow it down a little bit. Flares up. Critters in the smoke. Flares down. 1, 2, 3, 4 shocks. There's critters again. And watch this, watch this. I was watching this live. He left 10K on the core. 10K. Isn't that heartbreaking? Redline almost in 2. Crazy. Yeah, exactly, cool kid. How sick would Redline in 2 been? I would have posted that everywhere for a world record. Alright, so let me actually get to the real op because apparently I showed the wrong one. So let's do the actual Redline from the op. SC555 is like DP's Bart job. Yep, pretty much. So you'll notice that KJ here is hacking using the remote hack. So this was one of the hits that Turtles was basically got in before remote hack disappeared. Supercell was being a tease, gave us this awesome remote ability, and then took it away. We got Smokey Zuka in the house. Big shout out to Smokey Zuka. How's retirement? How's life? Alright, so KJ's gonna flare up. Hey CK. How's the baby, CK? Alright, so KJ's flaring up. I'm going to clear these rockets. Oh, nice, KJ. Smokey, where are you playing now? So KJ, y'all, is a beast. He, really like playing with him. He's total beast when it comes to like spine, motherboard, harmony. He's awesome, awesome, awesome when it comes to all of these Duplexity hits. And a nice dude, too. I like to call him my bibimbap. He didn't like gochujang. I'm trying to find a good nickname for him. Alright, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. And he's going to continue kind of clearing, and then going to eat some cells. I think he's going to eat some cells so he can remote hack, but let's see what he does. Okay. Alright, next up on Harmony. Oh, we've got a live hit. Alright, Tony, should I show Tippo's live hit? Let's see a live hit, you guys. Tippo on Harmony. Live hit this op. Let's see what he does. Nice. Gonna get that down. Live hitting turtle, y'all. Alright, back to the op. Sorry. Okay, alright. Next up on Redline, we have Tony Montana, who fearless leader of Turtles. I think this is Tony. Is this your 4-6 or your 3-7 account? Gonna smoke up, speed this up a little bit. Tony's been coming up with all these like weird phrases that he wants me to say on stream. He's the one who came up with like the boom shakalaka. Let's just say that wasn't that didn't go down well with the audience. So Tony's remote hacks the grapplers so that they don't take too many of his troops. And then he is shocking snipers and going to remote hack some of these snipers. Or I'm sorry, just Sparky hack some of these snipers. I'm going to speed it up a little bit while he pounds the core. Look at this. I was watching live and I was like holding my breath for like 2 minutes. This is rough, y'all. Like 4 more seconds and he would have gotten it down. So unfortunate. I'm going to make fun of him a little bit in chat though, and he can get mad at me all he wants. But he did a little too much dancing around. So like you saw all the like reflares and like he probably did I think 3 reflares to group his Zukas. That's all the time that he needed to finish the core. Alright, so next up we have the finish on Redline by Master Dave, the leader of Angry Monkeys. Smokey's asking if Turtles has beaten a Duplexity yet. No, they haven't, but they're getting pretty close. They're getting really, really good at some of these bases. So, speed up the walk a little bit for Dave. The sniper wouldn't have gotten you. I'll show you in a second. They would have gotten maybe like a few girls, but it's better than like all your girls not shooting for 3 seconds. Like 2 or 3 shots. In my opinion, at least. Pop, pop, pop. Pop goes the weasel. Pop goes the core. And we got Redline in 3. 315 Redline in 3. Pretty good, y'all. Alright. Tony, did you want me to do Outworks or Torrent next? I think Outworks. Hey, Me8, what's up? We got Me8 in the chat, co-leader at Angry Turtles. Alright, so next up we're going to show Outworks. Let me just make sure Hanzo's first. Alright, so Hanzo on Outworks. Kind of a nasty layout. A lot of extra rockets up top. He's going to remote hack this one rocket in the barbed wire. And then go go left, sorry. Speed it up a little bit. Alright, so he's going to flare straight up. Not even going to clear the machine guns. Not worth it. Peeked a little bit. Alright, manages to get all the shields down. And then he starts remote hacking some of these random things to start saving a shot. Lands Grens. Speed up a little bit of Grens. And this is all just to like reduce a little bit of the core health, clear some mines for the next shield getter. And then, oh, he tried to hack and then was a little bit late on the smoke, but very nice hit from Hanzo. Next up on Outworks, we've got I believe this is Mass. Tony, let me know. Yeah, of course, me. Of course I was going to stream. I believe this is Mass, so let me know if I'm wrong on that. But Mass up next on Outworks. Gonna go for the shield, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit for the walk. Yeah, me. So when I woke up in the morning and I saw that remote hack was gone, and I remember like the motherboard, I was like, oh man, Turtles is gonna be like kind of screwed for this op. And then y'all got some really crazy good hits in. Big shout out to everybody. Alright, so Mass going for the shield jump. 1, 2 tiny shocks, 1, 2, 3 shocks, and just rushes these shields like a boss. And then just parts the core. Alright, next up we've got High End on Outworks. Aww, a little Swedish homie. So, wait, hold on. Nope, one more hit before High End. Who's on the Stronghold account for Outworks? We've got Stronghold account on Outworks. Gonna eat a few cells. Mead, is this you? Alright, so eats a few cells on the left. Oh, the payment? Got it. Alright, so this is payment on Outworks. Gonna go for the core rush. Health is about 1.5 milli. Flares up. Look at Brick walk. Brick needs to lose some weight though. Oh, of course. As soon as it hits flare, I would have known it was payment. He only does potty rush. Oh no, it looks like he missed that one mortar which killed like half his girls. Cool Kid's like, 100 euros on a potty rush. So Payman loves potty rushes on Outworks, but it takes down almost half the core. And then we got High End for the finish on Outworks. High End, my little Swedish homie. Alright, So flares up between that boom cannon and the snipers. And he is going for the potty rush as well. One, two, three, four, 5 shocks. Yante says standard Royals procedure. I haven't seen potty rushes in like forever, except for when Payman does it. Tony's like, I personally like the rush at 8, and I would agree with that as well, because you get opportunity to like throw some more critters and stuff. But welcome, Garan. All right, so next up we've got Torrent. All right, we got Biggie on Torrent. Biggie is our newest Angry Turtles joiner, coming from Monkeys, leader in the family. It's going to do Torrent with 2 boats of Grens and 6 boats of Zukas. So a little bit easier Torrent on the right, but then on the left it's a little bit nastier. Whereas the mines marks the rockets. Yeah, so Val, that was a tiny shock on the hot pot. So if you actually open your game, there's like a special gunboat ability, and that one, the one that we have right now, is like called tiny shock, so you can shock like little individual defenses. 2 shots on each of the shield gens with brick, and then he starts going for the rockets to help with making shocks easier. Hey Raja. Yeah, Fritz, I can show you the MPs on these bases. The last one was about 1.5 million core rush for Outworks. Alright, so now keep in mind that some of this is going to look weird in terms of like gunboat abilities. So like this hit, we had the little hack, remote hack. So he remote hacks the laser obviously to make things a little bit easier. So now he's going to Gren these cells for mines. On the previous hits, when Payman and High End Rush, we had tiny shocks. So the stream's going to get a little bit confusing, but that's just because Supercell is Supercell, and they have this dude named Duncan, and Duncan just likes to make things confusing. So for this torrent, looks to be 1.9 million. Alright, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. What's up, Bonbon Jiggly? Alright, so more grunting of cells. Going to Bart these rockets. And big shout out to our newest member of Angry Turtles. It's been awesome so far. He's done some really amazing things on Green Court and Torrent. Alright, next up we've got Tipo on Torrent. Going all Zukas with Brick. SOB, we only had the hack ability literally for like 6 hours. And then Supercell took it away. Because they were being mean. But actually we were supposed to get the tiny shock and they just accidentally messed up and gave us the hack ability. So you'll be able to see in a little bit towards the end of the stream what we were able to do with the remote hack ability. It was pretty awesome. Alright, so Tipo... Oh, Brick decided that she wants to stray a little bit. So he flares up. Bub is like, Big W going for green court. What a shocker. Bonbon Juggly says, all good, DP, been shooting with my dogs and I quit hop. Soloed Orby, it's a good day. Awesome. Very nice. Fritz is like, I like that most of the Forlorn bases on DX have high health, so it's standard, but not standard. Shows the skills here. Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're trying getting the Forlorn bases in minimal hits, so it's not like, oh, poor Tippo, he shocked a brick, but was able to, for the most part, get these 2 shield gens down. So, yeah, so what I was saying about the Forlorn bases on DX, so it really, really sucks when you get like a shield gen base for Forlorn maps because you want to be able to save most of your hits for Duplexity maps, right? So when you get a lot of shield gen bases like Torrent, where it's 3 or 4 hits, or Redline, where it's 3 or 4 hits, or Green Court and Maze, like it's impossible to like do well on the Duplexity bases because the Duplexity bases are like minimum 4 or 5 hits on, and sometimes 6, 7 hits. So you want to be able to get like Jabba or Connie or something like that where you can solo the Forlorn bases, and then crush the Duplexity bases. So Tippo's going to continue to farm more cells, and then he's probably going to go up and clear the rocket on right. Alright, so, oh, looks like Tippo was just farming cells so that he could clear mines and Bart the remaining health on the shield gen. Alright, so last up on Torrent is Mass, co-leader Angry Turtles. Gonna go for the rush, and the rush has at this point probably 1.8 million on it, if I remember correctly. So he finishes clearing some mines. Tony's like, would be cool if you could tiny shock bullet, and I would agree. They tried it in Starfish. So Redbeard, who's a angry starfish tried that in Starfish, and he goes, yeah, so I guess you can't really shock bullet. Bonbon Juggly's like, aka the Greek freak. I'm like, well, actually, I call him my Greek lover. Okay, so he's going to tiny shock the laser and that rocket over there so he can shock easily. And then he nails, oh my god, what is with these notifications? He nails 2 hard shocks. Nails it. Alright, now we get on to the Duplexity bases. So Tony, let me know in chat what you want me to show first. Which Duplexity map would you like me to show, hon? You got Winged, which I'll do Winged first. So after Winged, what do you want me to show? We got Winged, Runway, Motherboard, and Harmony. So let me do Winged first. This one was a farm hit, so we were actually able to get a farm out of this. So again, it was like 33 to 35 hit kind of op, so we close winged and then actually managed to get a farm hit. So let's see what Jose does on winged. Okay, got it, Tony, thanks. So he clears the mines left. Taking all Zukas and bullet. I'm going to speed it up a little bit for the walk. He's going to flare up. Two tiny shocks on the mortar and the flame. You're going to get eaten a little bit by this rocket. Going to flare into that little hole that he just made. And then start clearing. And try and eat as many cells as you can. So I'm going to speed it up into 4x. But thanks all. Peace out. Alright, so he's going to keep. Look at these rockets overshooting bullet. What's with that? Y'all see that? Rockets decide they don't like bullet, so they're just gonna go for the Zukas. Alright, so that's the farm on wing. They were able to get 31 force points from that. Alright, so let's show Harmony. First up, I believe we have KJ on Harmony. So this one is kind of a pretty standard, except no simmos by the core, which is a little bit lucky. So a little easier to keep brick around. So KJ flares onto the rocket, marks the other one, tries to double hack, but it didn't quite go. Oh yeah, it did go. Okay. Double hacks. Flares up. Come on, Sparky, get through the barbed fire. And then he throws critters, so the lasers don't target Sparky. And then double hacks again, so he got 4 hacks off. And this is a 300 Harmony, so it's not as high health. So it looks like all the cores are about 1.6, 1.7 million. So not too bad for Harmony. So he uses a couple shots to clear the front left beach. It's kind of the standard play now that they use is clear front left beach and then but leave the right side of beach. I'm gonna flare a little bit. Oh, I remember this hit. You guys need to watch how KJ clears all these defenses. KJ is a beast when it comes to the Harmony open hit. So he flares up into the space between the machine gun and the flamethrower and uses 2 tiny shocks and just clears. And then he's throwing critters on defenses so that the Zukas will actually target the defenses. Hit Fire and Smack. And then he's going to flare back up. Clear some mines. He's still clearing these turrets inside. Uses 2 tiny shocks. and flares the mortar while he's clearing mines. So they clear the mortar, and then he clears the boom and clears the machine gun. Like, look at this. In one hit, KJ has cleared 4 rockets for Core Rush, so it saves 2 shocks. Cleared the front left beach, and clears all the defenses in the top left. So it's basically like free GBE. Beast. Beast hit. Alright. Next up we got Cactus on Harmony. So now it's shield time, right? So Critters on the beach to protect girls from sniper hits. And then I'm going to speed this up a little bit. He barts the boom cannon so he doesn't lose brick to it. I've seen quite a few hits in like Bananas and Monkeys where a hero gets popped off because it walks too fast. So now he's going to eat a little bit of cells. And keep in mind, with the double core, you get 6 GBE for each cell you kill. So that's usually pretty helpful. Alright, so he's going to flare up. He uses a tiny shock on that microwaver, because microwavers are really annoying and kill under smoke. Flares below here. Sits on the hot pot. Did you guys see that? So you use 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 shocks and cleared all the shield gems. Like, these shield gems aren't really like low health, right? So all shields in one. Alright, next up we got 2 rushes on Harmony, one by KJ and one by Bjorn. Alright, so we got 1 smoke beach landing, protect the girls, protect the hero, flare left, and let's see, at this point, the core health is what? Probably 1.6 million at this point. So he's going to eat some of these seals. Yeah, like the stuff that Turtles comes up with and like the things that they're able to do with their troops are crazy. And it's really, really fun to watch. Alright, so he's going, KJ kind of tiny shocks the Doom Cannon, the Shock Blaster, and the Microwaver. And then 3 shock rushes. And then he's like, I'm not even going to care if my troops get smoked because he wants to use as much GBE to BART the right side. Yeah, I can zoom in a bit more, sorry. So uses as much GBE as he can to BART the right side. Because the right side's a little bit harder with all the microwavers and the extra rockets. Alright, next up for the finish, we've got Q on Harmony right side finish. He got a Ziltrum. How cute. Alright, so flares up. So note like the waver and how and the range of the waver. So they usually will flare there just to gather the troops before the waver. And then he uses a tiny shock on the waver, tiny shock on the mortar, tiny shock on the rocket, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks. Oh, was this me 8? Okay. Well, nice hit by me 8 then. Good job, me 8. Love you, bro. Alright, so that's Harmony, y'all. Pretty a standard layout-ish Harmony, minus the simmos. And they did it in 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it 4 hits? Yeah. 4 hit Harmony. Crazy, y'all. Pulled out some 6 hits. Alright, so next up we got Motherboard. So let me take a look at the first hit in Motherboard. This one is me 8 in Motherboard. Let me know if that's not correct, but they decided to stab Motherboard and got like not really much. So they got the laser on the left hand side, which was good, and then I guess a couple, and then the laser like by the top core. Other than that, like not really anything great. So a lot of extra rockets on this layout. Really nasty. So Mi8 shocks the Simo with a tiny shock. Double hacks the rockets. Flares up. Marks the rocket. One, two, one more hack. And then I think he's trying to decide like how to deploy. Alright, so one shock on the sniper and the shock blaster, and some rockets are firing away. So he uses kind of 2 tiny shocks there. And clears the Simo and the Doom Cannon, and then tries to go for the Shock Blaster, but there's just so much stuff around. Good open from Mi8. Alright, next up we have Huda. Huda on Motherboard. Yeah, so Bonbon Juggly is like, man, doing hits like that and not being happy. OMFG if I was half as good. So that's the key though, is like never being happy with your hit. Even when you do a good hit, just being like, all right, so what didn't I do right? What did I do well? What didn't I do right? What could have gone better? To like make sure I get additional like damage or additional hacks off, whatever. Alright, so Huda is flaring up. He's going to hack that rocket. Does 2 tiny shocks on the machine gun since they're damage jam. And shocks the flame. Double hacks those rockets. So this is all the safe shocks, right? So now he marks the shock. And triple hacks. So essentially, between Me8 and Huda, they've already saved 3 shocks. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I need some Jeopardy music. Huda's like, now what do I do now? Let me calculate my GBE. If you haven't noticed, they also calculate GBE mid-hits. So anytime that you see like a pause middle of the hit, it's because they're calculating GBE. So yeah, he was like, I don't have that much GBE. So he goes for the Shock Blaster and gets about 2/3 of it down. Alright, next up we've got Mr. Happy J. So this is Me8 again. So Me8, looks like Me8 and Huda putting on a clinic on this motherboard. Alright, flares up. For those of you guys who are in monkeys, this is the hit that I was talking about. For this would be the only time where you would want to like go for 3 shield gens instead of going for core and going for gens and core. So MB, 1 shield gen down, 2 shield gens down, and half of this shield gen down. Almost got 3 shield gens. Threw a critter a little bit late, otherwise he would have gotten 3 gens. Sick hit. Like, you know how hard it is to throw all the shocks for a motherboard? Especially like timed well, where you can get the optimal amount of like Zuka shots off. Beast hit, Me8. Great job. Alright, so next up we got Huda again on motherboard. Mr. Lone Star. Two smoke landing. Flares up. Tony's like, I'm a fan of getting the hard gen down first. I hate leaving it. One, two tiny shocks, 3, 4 tiny shocks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks. So gets both shield gens down and then starts trying to get the core down so that to reduce the health for the next hitter. So Huda was able to get almost half of the top core down. Alright, so next up we've got AM for Life, which is Me8 again. Wow. Literally only Me8 and Huda hit this motherboard. Crazy, y'all. Alright, so which core he's gonna go for? And these cores are healthy, you guys. Like, they're well over 2 million per core. So if you think about it, like, you don't time your shocks perfectly, it takes almost like 2 hits per core. Four tiny shocks again. Crits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks. and then almost kills the top core, and then flares the left core. So I think at this point there's like a Bart job on the top core, and then I believe it was like 1.65 million on the lower core left. So then Mi-8 finishes it again. So we got Mi-8 finishing Motherboard. It's really funny, like you start watching like people, what hits people like veer off towards, and I think this this op shows the level of like teamwork that Turtles has, right? So obviously like people are gonna have breezies and people are gonna like mess up, or people are gonna have off days where they can't plan as much. But there's a certain level of teamwork and trust within the team where like you just know that people are gonna go for the bases that they're good at, especially when they get like a really nasty op like this, where it could be the difference between like, you know, 1,500 force points or 1,800 force points, right? So Huda Mi-8, awesome at Motherboard, and KJ is like really, really, really good at Harmony as well. So like they all pick like the bases that they're really, really good at, and then we'll also show Runway next, where Tony's like almost like a specialist in Runway. So, you know, these guys really, really know how to like leverage like where they are best at. So that was Motherboard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motherboard down in 6, and that was a really, really, really nasty Motherboard. Welcome, Inigo. All right, so last up on stream is Runway, which, by the way, is one of my favorite bases, just in terms of like watching people hit on Runway, just because I love watching it. So this is Runway. Take a guess on how many hits. I'll show you this Runway. 320. Look at all these extra rockets. So I'm going to pause it. Look at all these extra rockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rockets, all in range of the shield gens. How many hits do you think this Runway took? Especially, and I'll give you the health of it too. If I can click on it. I don't think I can click on it. Why is it not letting me click on it? Yeah, that statue's not letting me click on it. But it's like a 320 Runway, so I think it was it 1.6 million per core? No, more than that. It was over 2 million on the core. Yeah, they got this Runway down in 4 hits. It's freaking crazy. All right, so we have Tony. Oh, that's helpful, Yanti. I was looking at like a fool. All right, so yeah, this was way over 2 million, like 2.2, 2.3 million. All right, so he hacks that one rocket, double hacks these rockets. And then he flares over on this rocket, marks the rocket, but unfortunately that beach rocket is marked already by all the other rockets that he hacked. So he had to do a little bit of adjustment on the plan. And this was when we had remote hack, so luckily He's able to remote hack that one rocket and then land some Zuka Grens, and then he just keeps remote hacking. So he remote hacks that rocket, remote hacks the left rocket, and now he's just picking up GB. Hey, Johnny. Remote hacks the right rocket, still picking up GB. I'll speed it up a little bit. Flares over, shocks the machine gun. And then he flares back over and starts kind of pounding the core. So he hacks the Simo just to make it easier for the walk and the rush, because it's really, really hard to time the troops and brick drop for Simo when you're rushing top court. And then he just sits and gets these shield gens. Hacks that laser as well. And then starts farting on kind of the highest health shield gen. So first hit. Look what he cleared first hit. All those 7-8 rockets that you saw on the beach. All the machine guns and the cells. Half the rocket and a laser for the rush. Now, let's see. Next up, we got Groupie for Life on Runway. So, I'm gonna use 1 Botazukas and Grens. Taking Sparky up. Yeah, Johnny, I'm streaming later too. I'm going to stream a Angry Parrot stream. Marks that rocket. Double hacks. And this basically is like clearing all these shock points for rushes. So he lands 3 boats, Grens on the right to pick up more cells, 3 boats to get the shield gens, and then 1 boat for these boom cannon. Remote hacks that laser. Remote hacks the top left laser. Hey, Paula. Alright, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And right now he's just picking up lots and lots of GB. Moat hacks the Flotsam. And then the Doom. And then all the shield gens are now down. So he also has hacked the Hot Pot and the Boom Surprise. And he's still picking up some GB. And then hacks the rocket. Unfortunately, that rocket doesn't go down though. So he's gonna keep barting it. the Grens are also getting down these flamethrowers, which will help with saving the shock. Hey, Court. All right. So now you guys are in for what I think is one of the craziest hits I saw this op hit. So this is again, 2-touch Tony, 2-finger Tony. I believe this is his 4-6 account, but correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, so he barks that flamethrower. I feel like Tony disappeared when I'm doing his Tony showcase. But anyways, like I was saying, like in Angry Turtles, people are starting to become like specialists in bases, and Runway is definitely one of like Tony's specialty. So he goes all boats with Brick, flares into the left of the lower core, hacks that rocket with a remote hack, and this is basically like 2 shocks, right? After everything that he's cleared. He goes 2 shocks again. And what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? He just re-smoked his girls. He flares up. Unfortunately, the girls peek a little bit, but he flares up. And then he starts clearing more on the top left core. So he remote hacks that shock blaster, and this is basically a free snipe top core Runway now. Like, if he didn't peek on that smoke up and the hot pot didn't get him, this Runway with over 2 million in core health would have gone down in 3 hits. It was originally planned for 6 to 5 hits. And Tony did it in almost 3. Yeah, so Tony in chat was saying he accidentally used double BO, double battle orders. Otherwise he would have had 1 more smoke where he wouldn't need to stretch it out so much. Can you believe that? Alright, let's see the finish on Runway. And last up, we've got Lou on Runway for the finish. What's up, BOD? Alright, so Lou is taking forever to deploy. Gonna flare up with Bricky Brick, Miss Fatty Pants. Really nice smoking by Lou. And then he is going to throw critters, shock the shot pot, or hot pot, not shot pot, hot pot, and then just snipe the core. Extra BO. And pop goes the weasel. Runway in 4 with the med kits on the core. So that is Angry Turtles taking on an all shield gen Duplexity off. And they got 1841 force points. These guys are beasts. Beasts at planning, beasts at working together, and beasts at hitting. So I'm sure between Turtle and I, we will continue to show you guys more Turtle streams. And so I'm looking forward to when Turtles finishes a Duplexity. So we'll have another stream later this afternoon, probably closer to the evening. An Angry Parrot stream led by Faith. And hope you guys will enjoy that and tune in for that as well. And as you guys know, I love y'all. So show some support, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And thank you guys always for tuning in and watching. For those of you guys who have alts, are in the family, not in the family, whatever, just want to show you guys, we do have this kind of little poster. If you want to join the Angry family with any alts or whatnot, let us know and we'll get you on one of these teams. You can message me, you can download Band, join Angry HQ, and we will we'll get you on a team. So thank you all for joining. Have fun, and we'll catch you for Angry Parrot stream in, I would say, probably 3 or 4 hours. So DP is out, y'all. Bye.